Hello everyone. In this video, I will try to get to the South Pole in Roblox in under 45 minutes. Here are the rules. If I die 4 times, I lose the challenge. If I get to the South Pole in over 45 minutes, I lose the challenge. I started at base camp and made my way across the floating ice blocks, which was mostly easy. After that, I crossed a ladder and went into a cave, which I passed easily. I crossed some more ladders and then went to the waterfall. I passed the bridge at the waterfall pretty easily, but then I got to a harder part with ladders, which was a little hard. Then I got to a glacier, which was a little foggy, but it wasn't too hard to pass. After passing the glacier and climbing a ladder, I was at a tightrope, which was hard and very risky, but luckily I passed it. After passing the tightrope, all that was left between me and Camp 1 was some ladders and a broken bridge. I passed the ladders with ease, but on my first attempt of recording, I was going too fast and died. After traveling back to where I was, I took it slow and managed to get past the bridge and make it to Camp 1. After resupplying, I set off to Camp 2. After leaving Camp 1, I climbed a ladder and got to a place with ladders and high winds, which was a little challenging, but mostly easy. After I passed that part, I got to a pretty easy part that I passed. I got to the top of Mount Kirkpatrick and crossed an icy ladder and some more ladders after, which was easy. Then I got to a part with some wooden planks you have to jump on, which was difficult, but I successfully made it across. After that, I made it to a cave with 2 routes. I usually go the abandoned route for fun, but this time I went the normal route, which was pretty easy. Then I got to a hard part with a dangerous jump across some ladders, and I almost fell. But luckily I got across and climbed up to a very foggy mountain. It was hard to see, but it wasn't really that dangerous. After passing the mountain, I went over to a vehicle spawner and spawned a snowmobile. It wasn't very difficult crossing the chasms, and I made it to the Explorer's Cove, which is a flooded cave. It was very dark, but fortunately, I escaped with only a little oxygen left. I finally got to Camp 2, and I found a friend there, and then we both set off together to Camp 3. After we left Camp 2, we were climbing up a mountain with a high avalanche hazard. As we were climbing, an avalanche happened, and we almost got hit by it. But fortunately, we climbed up a hill and we were safe. After climbing up the mountain, we went over to a glacier. It was hard, but we passed it. Then we got to an ice climbing area, which was very easy. After that, we got to a place with avalanches, but luckily, we didn't encounter one there. After climbing some ladders, which was a little difficult, we got to Branscombe Ridge, which was pretty easy. Then, we got to Mount Vincent. But as we were traveling, a storm hit. It was pretty difficult trying to see, but my friend had a flashlight, which made it way easier. We crossed some ladders and traveled across the terrain, and finally the storm was over. Then we got to a really hard part where you have to jump on ice blocks and tight ropes. Me and my friend have died a lot on this part in past expeditions. While doing the parkour, my friend fell but wasn't too injured, so we kept going. After very carefully walking on the tight ropes and jumping on the ice blocks, we finally made it down and made it to Camp 3. After a quick resupply, we both set off for Camp 4. After leaving Camp 3, we were at an area with ice blocks floating in some water, which was mostly easy. Then, we got to a part with ladders, which was a little difficult, but still not that hard. We got to another area with ice blocks, and like the other area, it was also easy. Then, we got to a frozen lake, which was a little hard, but we passed it. After that, we got to the Canada Glacier. There was some areas where we had to jump across small pits and avoid water, which were mostly easy. Then, we jumped on a few rocks and crossed a ladder, which was pretty easy. After jumping over a few more pits and crossing some areas with water, we encountered an area where you have to jump over some pits. My friend tried to jump over a pit, but fell, and they had very low health. We got to a hard part with ladders, but we were able to pass it. We finally got out of the glacier and were walking to Camp 4. But as we were walking to Camp 4, we got lucky and found a medic penguin, which restores your health, which completely restored me and my friend's health. After the encounter with the medic penguin, we finally got to Camp 4, and after resupplying, set off to the South Pole. After leaving Camp 4, we walked over to the Shackleton Glacier. We crossed some ladders and had to travel across some areas, which was hard, but we did it. While I was trying to jump over a pit, I fell, but I wasn't too injured. Then, my friend tried to jump on a ladder, but fell into a hole and got injured. She was trying to get out, but failed. I tried to call for help in the chat, but there wasn't any search and rescue players. Someone offered to help in the chat, but luckily, my friend found a steep slope and escaped. We traveled across some more ladders and stuff, and then we got to a pretty confusing area. We were trying to find a path to go on, but we found one eventually. We got to a hard part with ladders, and my friend fell down into a pit and was almost dead. She tried to climb up, but fell even deeper. Determined to escape the glacier, she found a way up a ladder. But sadly, a very tragic accident happened, and my friend fell and died. I went on without her and escaped the glacier. My friend respawned at Camp 4, but went on her own to finish the trip to the South Pole alone. I arrived at the South Pole, placed a flag, and got in the plane. I flew back in the plane enjoying the view. I got to the South Pole in 32 minutes, and I only died once, which means I won the challenge. Do you have any ideas for more Roblox videos? If so, tell me in the comments. I really enjoyed making this video. Thanks for watching.